Hi everyone, here in the warehouse today to tell you a bit more about our chili drying process. So you can see the drying machine behind me, quite a big 5 foot something machine. Chilies go all the way down to the floor in this machine, so you can fit quite a lot of chilies in here at once. This is the final stage really of the drying process. Before they reach this point, they're being hand picked in the tunnels. Then they get transported up to our chili washing shed. They're being washed. Any little bits of leaves or stalks or residues or anything that they've got from when they've been growing in the tunnels gets carefully cleaned off. Then they're left to dry. So they can't go in this machine with too much moisture on them. They get brought then into the warehouse, which is where we're standing right now. In front of me, where you can't see, is the entrance to the production kitchen. So they get brought in here once they've dried off. Then they're carefully, the shelves from here are taken out. The fresh chilies are spread in a thin layer across each tray. And then they go into this machine for a minimum of 48 hours. They're in here at around about 57 degrees. There is some variation between the different varieties of chilies. So some of them can be in here for upwards of 72 hours. Tends to be the larger or the fleshier chilies take longer to dry out, as you would probably expect. So a minimum of 48 hours, in some cases a lot longer. And they're in here until they are dehydrated, dried out nicely so that they then can keep with a shelf life of 12 months plus. And it's in that state that they get then packaged up into our small retail bags, labelled up, and then out onto the shelves, or stored in the warehouse until they're sent out. So in the dryer today, we've got a mixture of what we got. Some poblano, which will be the larger ones. You maybe can't quite tell from here, but there's larger ones down here. That'll be the poblanos. Then down below eye level, we've got ají limón. So those are yellow chilies. Maybe you can see the yellowy ones down there. And a mixture of what we call big red chilies, which is mostly New Mex varieties drying today. And they've been drying for quite a while. These ones look like they're nearly ready. So they will shortly come out and the next batch will go in. All the chilies that we're drying are, of course, as you would expect, chilies that we're growing on the farm. Different varieties come through as the season progresses. Some are quicker to fruit and ripen than others. But we try and keep a healthy stock of as many varieties as we can at all times, but very difficult to manage that because first priority for us is to stock our kitchen so that we can keep our sauces in stock all year round. And then it tends to be then the chilies for the dryer that come second priority. So there's not, depending on the type of the success we have with the harvest each year, there may or may not be chilies that head to the dryer, and there may be more or less of any given variety in any given year. So it's not a product we can guarantee to be available all the time in all varieties, but we try and keep as many stocked as we can. And as you can see and hopefully appreciate from this, it's a very labour-intensive process to dry chilies. Get them off the plants, get them cleaned up, get them in the dryer. Then this, as you know, we are 100% renewable energy based, but there's still a lot of energy that goes into this process because these are sitting in the dryer for upwards of 48 hours. So you can imagine the costs involved in that for us as well. So it's quite a long and labour-intensive process, but the end result is fantastic. The dried chilies are so versatile, brilliant in any type of cooking, or they can be ground down into flakes at home, powders, all that kind of thing. So it's a really fantastic, versatile end product, which is why we like to keep going with it, despite the kind of cost and process involved at our side. So yeah, fantastic product, and one which we hope you enjoy for many years to come.